Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News, where we are discussing climate change, abrupt climate change, and things adjacent. Thank you all for your comments and discussions. As always, on my last video, they demonetized the video before it was scheduled to go live yesterday, and it was demonetized like 2 days ago, 2 days before it was scheduled to go live. Probably because I was talking about the Podesta emails and the Clintons and whatever else. They just didn't like that video, so they demonetized it. And when they do that, generally when videos get demonetized, they don't get as many views because they kind of stop promoting the video. I'm sure they squash it, even hide it from people. Don't let people see this video. Don't give people notifications, whatever. So if you didn't get a notification, that's what's up. So interesting thing from the other day, and I was going to cover the story that Graham Elwood brought up. I'm not going to cover it in this video, but the other day when I was doing the video about the Arctic storm, the Arctic cyclone that was active a couple days ago. I don't know if it's still active right now. When I tried to Google it, there was absolutely nothing. And it was something that was happening, the day that I was making that video. And nothing on the Google search, and just like old news. And this has happened a few times when I've been searching current heat waves in Europe or heat waves elsewhere, where there's just absolutely no results, which is very strange, especially when you're Googling something that is a current, news situation. It seems that Google is actively trying to suppress certain kinds of news, which makes them a tool and an accessory to the corporate powers that be that are trying to drive a narrative or trying to keep you from having information. And this is unacceptable, actually. There are other search engines, of course. Ecosia is one. Some people like Bing. Some people like others. Anyways, so Graham Elwood did a video about the fact that Monsanto paid Google to elevate articles in favor of them, or basically denouncing or deriding studies that had shown that the use of Monsanto products could lead to cancer. And they just made it harder for people to get the information when you Google Monsanto or Monsanto Roundup or cancer or whatever. They were squashing certain search results. And apparently this was an activity that they paid for. So Google is not necessarily your friend. But interestingly, so I was Googling the story I wanted to cover today about there's another heat wave that is hitting Europe. But randomly while I was searching, I had no idea that this was going on. This is from 3 days ago, exceptional heat wave on tap for China. And I heard nothing about this. I saw nothing about this. So, but in the realm of climate change, obviously this is very important, that we keep an eye on heat waves and extreme weather all over the globe. China, this is from August 23rd. China is the latest country to be enveloped in exceptional warmth, joining a growing list of nations worldwide to be sizzling during one of the top 4 warmest years on record. China has issued a yellow warning of heat wave for regions south of the Yangtze River in southeastern and southern China. As many as 100 million people are at risk of temperatures flirting with the 100-degree mark. Maybe Imogen posted this. Imogen posts a lot of, kind of breaking extreme weather stories, and maybe you posted this, Imogen, and I didn't see it. During the daytime of August 23rd, most portions of Xinjiang regions eastern southwest China and western Xinhua region will be exposed to heat wave over 95 degrees. Temperatures of 98 to 102 degrees will grip Hunan, Jiangxi, the eastern Sichuan Basin, northwestern Fujian, northwestern Guangdong, and Guangxi. Hunan province alone has a population of 67 million. So feels like temperatures up to 109 degrees. So this is from 3 days ago. I don't know if this is still continuing, this heat wave in China. It looks like it was. They were saying by Monday it was going to go east. I don't know did anybody else hear about this story? I don't know. Anyways, moving on to Europe is experiencing another heat wave. This is from The Express. Colossal thunderstorms to ravage tourist hotspots and heat wave record. So apparently there's going to be a large or many thunderstorm systems going over Europe, through Europe. BBC Weather warned storm clouds are moving across central Mediterranean and could lead to localized flooding. BBC meteorologist Ben Rich explained the first half of the weekend brought hot, sunny weather across much of Europe that continues throughout Sunday. You can see the storm clouds across the central Mediterranean pushing northwards towards parts of Germany, the Czech Republic, even southern Poland. The same areas prone to scattering of showers and thunderstorms during Sunday, some of which, particularly as we go through the afternoon into the evening, could be quite intense and could give some localized flooding. Down towards the southeast, it's fine, it's sunny. Iberia, things turning a bit more unsettled from the west over the next couple of days. Some showers and storms, perhaps breaking out across northern Spain and Portugal through Sunday. On Monday, still those showers and storms across central and eastern parts of Europe. Things turning a bit more unsettled across Iberia. Exactly. So, BBC Weather breaking huge thunderstorm system to barrel across the continent. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And lastly, in this video, I wanted to saw this on Nick Humphrey's page, and it's from the BBC from an hour ago. Nuclear weapons and hurricanes don't mix, NOAA advises. So the lunatic in chief is at it again. Using nuclear weapons to destroy hurricanes is not a good idea. A U.S. scientific agency has said following reports that President Donald Trump wanted to explore the option. The Axios news website said Mr. Trump had asked several national security officials about the possibility. The National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration said the results would be devastating. Mr. Trump has denied making the suggestion. Hurricanes typically affect the U.S. East Coast, often causing serious damage. It's not the first time the idea has been considered. So, of course, you know, the lunatic scientists or people that are in the military-industrial complex, I'm sure, have considered this idea and or several versions of this idea. And, you know, who knows what's been done in that regard. Let's see. Mr. Trump asked why the U.S. couldn't drop a bomb into the eye of the storm to stop it from making landfall, says news site Axios. You know, this is what happens when you have too much money, too much power, and you think you can just do anything you want, including buy Greenland. Of course, you all heard about that one. Hilarious. Greenland said, "We're not for sale." But, you know, yeah. Trump just likes to just suppose about things that are just wild. The NOAA says that using nuclear weapons on a hurricane might not even alter the storm. and the radioactive fallout would move fairly quickly with the trade winds to affect land areas. So I mean, just the idea of exploding a nuclear bomb in our atmosphere anywhere on the planet is fucking stupid as hell. Just pure sheer lunacy on every level. Yeah. The heat release of a hurricane is equivalent to a 10 megaton nuclear bomb exploding every 20 minutes. The difficulty with using explosives to change hurricanes, it says, is the amount of energy needed. Even though the mechanical energy of a bomb is closer to that of a storm, the task of focusing even half of the energy on a spot in the middle of the remote ocean would be formidable. It adds, attacking weak tropical waves or depressions before they have a chance to grow into hurricanes isn't promising either, says NOAA. About 80 of these disturbances form every year in the Atlantic basin, but only about 5 become hurricanes. In a typical year, there's no way to tell in advance which ones will develop. How long has this idea been around? The idea of bombing a hurricane has been around since the 1950s, when they thought, they could just do anything they wanted. Exploding, nuclear bombs in the stratosphere, blowing up islands, exploding nuclear bombs in the middle of the Nevada desert with people 30 miles away. Just, let's see what happens, guys. It'll be fine. Interesting. I don't know if I've said this on this channel before, but there was someone mentioned the fact that at the time when they exploded when they had the very first nuclear reaction, they had an experiment. I think it was in Chicago. Scientists didn't know if the chain reaction would be self-quenching. They didn't know if it would ever stop. So when they exploded the very first, when they detonated the very first nuclear reaction, or set it off, they didn't know if it would ever stop. They thought that there was a possibility it could just keep on going and just destroy the whole Earth. But they were like, fine, let's try it anyways. The idea of bombing a hurricane has been around since the 1950s. During a speech at the National Press Club in 1961, Francis Reicheldorfer, sounds like a holdover from the Nazi Germany, coming over to form the OSS, right? Head of the U.S. Weather Bureau, said he could imagine the possibility of someday exploding a nuclear bomb on a hurricane far at sea. With the Weather Bureau would only begin acquiring nuclear weapons when we knew what we were doing, quote unquote, he added. The NOAA says the idea is often suggested during hurricane season, Several other outlandish ideas have been floated in recent years, including one Facebook event calling for U.S. gun owners to shoot down Hurricane Irma in 2017 with bullets and flamethrowers. Yeah. America. The event attracted 55,000 people to sign up and was taken seriously enough by one Florida sheriff that he issued a stern warning on Twitter saying, "You won't make it turn around and it will have very dangerous side effects." Anyways, they're going to talk about the hurricane season. NOAA warned, they keeps calling it, I guess it is the NOAA. Warned earlier this month that conditions were now more favorable for above normal hurricane activity. I wonder why. It is predicting between 10 and 17 named storms, of which 5 to 9 will become hurricanes. Hey, whoa. Just got a little shaky there. That is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. Until next time, peace.